I'd like to welcome you aboard. Congratulations to all of you. I'm going to repeat a few lines, and if you'll repeat after me. When I say state your name, please state your collective names. Raise your hand as well. I state your name. Do hereby solemnly swear. That I will, to the best of my ability. Support the Constitution and the bylaws of the Undergraduate Student Association.
Support the Constitution and bylaws of the Undergraduate Student Association.
Of UCLA. And that I will. To the best of my ability. Promote. Maintain. And extend the worth. Value. And name of the University of California.
Alright. Everyone can take a seat. Alright. Don't forget the agenda. Alright, everyone, it is 12:48. I officially call this meeting to order. So the first thing we'll do is study attendance sheet. Do we have attendance sheets, Cindy? No. Okay, so no attendance sheet yet. Okay, cool. So everyone sign this that comes around. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is the approval of the agenda. So I can entertain any motions to amend the agenda. Yes.
I move to approve the agenda.
Are there any amendments first? Okay, we have a motion. Do you have a second? Second. All right, we got second by our CEC. So everyone can raise their hands here in favor. I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All right, so we have 13-0-0. So everyone needs approval of the agenda. Second round will be audio and visual. We have a 2-minute limit. So we'll go ahead and start with, is the USAC Live good, Heather? All right, we'll go ahead and do just audio only, so audio public comment. All right, and just audio only. Okay, one more time, any audio only. Okay, so let's go ahead and do audio and visual. All right, starting here, any audio and visual. Yes. Are you good?
Hi, my name is Van Badalich. I'm a fourth-year gender studies.
My name is Greg Calfine. I'm a fourth-year political science major and ex-campus events commissioner. Congratulations to all of you. I'm very excited and hopeful for the year ahead. And Lexi, congratulations to you. You're going to rock it.
Hi everyone, my name is Cynthia Wong. I'm a fourth-year physiological sciences major. And I just wanted to congratulate all of council. I'm so excited for all of you and Mr. Zach Dameron. I'm so incredibly proud. I can't wait to see what you achieve this year.
Great. So audio and visual, over here. I'll pass that along. Thank you.
Right. Hi, my name is Megan Zagovilovahead. I'm a 4th year transfer student, political science major, academic studies minor. I also wanted to say congratulations. I'm so excited for y'all. We just realized that Anais, Alia, and Amy are the triple A's. That's really cute. But then also shout out to Ariel, who's going to be the 2nd ever transfer student representative. Big deal. Super big deal. You're going to have to deal with a lot of bullshit, but it's okay. You'll get through it. And good luck. Shout out to transfer representation. Whoop, whoop. Do reps.
Hi, my name is Mujot Singh. I'm a 4th year global studies major. Shout out to everyone for the year ahead, for being on council. This feels so weird sitting here. But you're all going to have a wonderful year, and congratulations to all you. See you all later.
Hi everyone, my name is Allison Bach. I'm a 4th year political science major, urban planning minor, and I just wanted to congratulate you on your new term and really congratulate Trent. My Wi-Fi is not working right now, so can you fix that? Thanks.
Hello, everybody. My name is Tom Biology and Society.
I'm 4th year criminology and society major. I used to be an avid public commenter before I started USAC. I love this. And I'm nervous today, so I'm always the one for the video feed. But anyhow, I wanted to congratulate all of you on your new term and leave you some parting words of advice. Don't cheat, don't fail your classes, don't do stupid things, don't violate code of conduct. Don't, in general, mess things up. Don't say stupid things about people's identities. Don't do anything bad. Try to be good. Try to be good. And also, don't forget to have fun, because I know that for a quarter, it's really rough that time, and it was one of the most difficult quarters. And even this quarter, which I felt has been really, really difficult and been really trying. I took the time. I actually took. I took the time to see my friends and have the time. So there will be a lot of pressure on you, there will be a lot of things thrown at you, but don't forget to have fun, because at the end of the day, the fun is what's going to keep you going and it's going to keep you.
Hey y'all, I have no idea what you're going to bark on this year. I can only imagine. Just kidding. Okay. I'm Emery. So my word of advice to y'all, for those of you who will be graduating, is definitely think about post-grad stuff. I'm a big advocate for that. We're meeting with Trent, don't know when, but we're going to talk. But definitely, like Agamemnon said, just think about yourselves as well and prioritize yourselves and know that there is a life outside of USAC. Maybe you'll feel like there isn't, but I promise you there is. So think about that, and good luck with everything. I'm really excited for my baby shower. But yeah, so have a great year.
All right, any more public comment? One more time. Okay, at 12:54, I'm going to close public comment. Yay! Okay, we'll move on. So no future presentations, no appointments. So we'll go straight into officer and member reports. So I am first. I don't have much to say since we were just sworn in about 10 minutes ago. Wednesday, this Friday, I am going on a lobby visit to visit Assemblyman Reggie Jones Sawyer with Zach Calder. So if you have anyone in your office that might be interested in attending, we are looking for one additional person to come with us. So we're basically talking about how we can prioritize funding for higher education during this meeting. So if you also have any talking points you'd like me to address specifically, please feel free to email me. I don't have the president email officially quite yet, so you can email USAFSC. That will still be being sent out that Friday. So email me at that, or you can always send me if anything. But so that I'm going on Friday, and that's kind of all that I have on my report at this time. So we'll go ahead and go to the internal vice president.
Okay, first off, I want to apologize. The agenda is so gross. That like not uploaded here to the website and put it off the website. But I promise that this is not how agendas should look, nor will they look like this ever again. I also wanted to talk to all of you about deadlines for getting things on the agenda. I was really lenient this past my past term as IVP, but it just is inefficient when things are like submitted late and I have to like kind of compile everything and send things over to Patty. So I'm going to be very strict with the deadlines. So you have to send me the PDF version of whatever you want on the agenda for the following week by Thursday at 5 p.m. And I will be sending out the agenda at 5 p.m. on Friday. And then special presentations, you need to notify me that you want what the title of what you want on the agenda, and then actually send me the presentation no later than 5 p.m. on Monday so that I can send it over to Patty. So that is, pretty much it as far as like administrative stuff. I also am getting started on my office initiatives. I'm going to be meeting with SAC later this week to do, we're going to be working on the funding application together. So I'm really excited to be working with you on this. I'm really stoked. And then I'm also meeting with Savannah about the body positive, and I'll meet with you, Marvin, too, to kind of get the ball rolling on that. I also have major bylaw changes that I'm doing to IBP, so we'll be convening CRC really soon. And then I need to talk to Amy and Zach both about incorporating an SGL portion into my bylaws. So we'll be talking later.
Okay. Are there any questions for your Internal Vice President? Seeing none, we'll go to your External Vice President.
Great, so as Heather mentioned, I'm going on a lobby visit on Friday with her. Let's see, I've already been meeting with student regents and have meetings set up with government relations and a whole other number of entities. To really get the ball rolling on my platform Friday. There's a lot of work to do. I'm working in an office that has an unmatched level of institutional memory. And that means that there is a lot of work, an exceptional amount of work to do with respect to putting together the office. Anyone that has advice or names in particular that they would like to submit to me, I'm in the process of doing that and will be taking that advice. And in the meantime, that's all I have.
Any questions for External Vice President? Okay, with that, we'll go to your Active Affairs Commissioner.
Continuing with what Zach mentioned, just getting my platforms and everything ready. I have a faculty executive committee meeting this upcoming Friday, in which hopefully I can go ahead and talk to Pat Tim, the Vice Provost of Undergraduate Education, to really hammer down the details in terms of the peer learning apps for all students. That's what we're talking about right now. Exclusively this week right there. We can get the ball rolling to ensure that coming back next year, we can offer this social service policy.
Okay, any questions for your Active Affairs Commissioner? All right, we'll move on to our administrative representatives. So Roy's not here, we'll go to Dr. Geller.
So I want to start by saying this is probably going to be the longest announcement for administrative report that I give all year. And that's because I want to give you a sense of who I am, what my role is, how I can give assistance and support to you as the year goes on, as well as I do have a few announcements to share and just some general thoughts that I want to leave you with. As Heather mentioned, my name is Deb Geller. I am your administrative representative. I also, as my primary role, hold the title of Executive Director of Community Standards in the Office of the Dean of Students. My role is varied, and no 2 days look alike. I've been here on campus 23 years. What I've been able to do through that time is pretty well figure out how you actually navigate the bureaucracy that's at a university. You all have incredible ideas. You have vision, you have imagination, you have passion. What you may not have yet is the knowledge of how to navigate policies, the procedures, and the organizational hierarchy that is our university to put them into practice. So if at any point you need help understanding policies, how to interpret them, how to work within them in order to accomplish your goals, if you need introductions to the right administrators so that you can start the conversations and begin the work on your office platforms, feel free to come to me. I will share with anyone who wants my cell phone number, but not on the live feed. If you have my email address, my office door is always open. I'm not always in it, but when I am, you're free to walk in, and I am very quick about responding to email. So please let me know on an individual basis how I can support each of you as the year goes on. For each of you, it will look a little differently because your goals, your needs, your issues are all going to be a bit different. As far as the first thing I need from you, I need you all to send me your email address because I have some information I need to send to you right away, and it'll be a few days before the council group listserv actually reaches you. My email address is dgeller, DGELLER, at saonet.ucla.edu. Please send me yours after you get some sleep when you wake up tomorrow. Because there are two things I'm going to send you right away, both of which are invitations to events that we hope you'll be able to attend, and both do need RSVP because there are meals involved. The first event you are going to be invited to is on May 14th from 3 o'clock until 7 o'clock in the Sprout Hall lecture room. It includes a dinner, and it is an interactive session on interfaith competencies. So it's going to be a professional development, personal development, skill building session, as well as an opportunity to network with other student leaders and administrators. As we work to improve campus climate, issues of interfaith relations are of importance. And so if you're able to attend, you're definitely welcome. So I'll send you the detailed invitation with your email addresses. The second thing that I want to share with you, and I will send that invitation as well, along with the RSVP information for that one, is your first opportunity to sit down and share a meal with your chancellor. The chancellor is going to be hosting a breakfast meeting just for you on May 18th at 8 a.m. And so I'll send you the details on that meeting, as well as the information on how to RSVP for that. We hope that you'll be able to accommodate that. I know it's a little early, but it's a great opportunity to hear a little bit from him, what his priorities are for the coming year, and to be able to ask any questions that you may have, as well, of course, as to introduce yourself. So once I've got your email addresses, I'll send the information on those two things. Here at council, I'm not going to speak up that often. When I do, it's typically going to be to challenge you to think critically about some topic that you're discussing. I may play devil's advocate. It's important that you look at topics from all sides. And I'm not saying both, I'm saying all, because there's always more than two sides to any issue. When the conversation is too one-sided, I may try to point you in a different direction. I'm not going to tell you how to vote on anything, but I'm going to encourage you to think critically before you vote, and to vote consistent with your personal ethics, not necessarily the way you think other people expect you to vote, but the way that you can own. I will probably repeat on several occasions. A caution against abstaining. You were elected to take positions. If you believe something, express it, own it, vote it. You abstain when you don't have enough information to form an opinion, or when you have a genuine conflict of interest. And conflict of interest means that you have something to gain from that vote, and then it would be inappropriate for you to vote. Abstaining because it's easier than voting in an unpopular way is not acceptable as a leader. So you'll have lots of opportunities to express opinions on a wide range of topics. Come prepared to discuss the topics, Be open-minded as there's discussion, and then vote the way that your personal ethics tells you is the right way for you to vote. So about those topics and being prepared. Heather mentioned that the agenda needs to be prepared Thursday at 5. Having everything in time to publish on the agenda is critical. Yes, technically, you can come in and amend your agenda on Tuesday. It is very bad practice to do that. You publish your agenda in advance so that the campus community who you were elected to serve knows what the topics are you're going to be discussing. And they know that if they're interested in a topic on the agenda, they need to be here at 7 o'clock on Tuesday to speak in public comment. If you don't put an item on the agenda, you are depriving the community of the opportunity to come and share their opinions. And that's not fair to them, and that's not fair to you, because you need to know what your constituents think about the topics that you are discussing. It is inappropriate to add an action item on Tuesday night without having informed your constituents what it is you're going to be acting on. That should be an emergency last case scenario, not a practice you fall back on because it's easier than getting your agenda in Thursday at 5. So when Heather pesters you to get your items in, say thank you, Heather, not, oh, but this is inconvenient. At the same time, she knows the importance of getting the agenda published on Friday, not doing it Saturday or Sunday, because she also understands the need to let the community know what the topics are so that they can then study and prepare and be here ready to talk to you about the things you're going to be considering. One of the things that I do in my work in the Dean of Students office is to talk quite a bit about the True Bruin values. We like to say that as a True Bruin, we raise the bar. By that we mean you embody 5 key values: respect, accountability, integrity, service, and excellence. All of you were elected to demonstrate those values. So I encourage you, as you express differing opinions, and difference of opinion is a healthy thing. You're not always going to agree, you shouldn't. If you always agree on everything, something is wrong. But express your disagreements with respect. Your comments should always be about the position, not about the person sharing it. As far as accountability, I expect you to hold yourselves and each other and your staffs accountable to the campus community, to yourselves, to each other, and to the student code of conduct. Integrity. Again, everything you do needs to be done with integrity, both on a personal and a public level. Service, you were just elected to serve. That's a given. And as far as excellence, you all embody excellence. You wouldn't be here at this institution without it. So trust yourselves, believe in yourselves. You're all going to accomplish incredible things this year. Now, you are students first. That means please do not forget to study, to attend class, to pass your exams, to turn in all your work on time, and to do it all yourself. Nothing makes me sadder than having a student who is the student leader let the academics slip. You need your grades in order to stay on council, and you need to do it the right way. So I look forward to seeing all of you successfully complete the year and keep your grades up. You are now not just students, not just student leaders, but you are elected public officials. And while you still have a public life and a personal life, keep in mind that your personal life is now going to become public. You all have social media accounts. Don't fool yourselves into thinking that they are private. As individuals, we have all sorts of privacy settings we can put on our social media. But you're going to have a public social media presence in your role where you can't tune people out because in your role you need to invite them in. So keep in mind when you post even the most innocuous thing on your social media, it can go viral. Anything can be taken out of context, misinterpreted. Everything you do that you put on the internet can go places you haven't dreamed of. So be aware. You're still students, enjoy that, but be aware that everything you put out there can go places that you haven't thought of, and once you put it online, you can never take it back. So I look forward to working with you. I know that you're going to achieve great things. By all means, let me know how I can support you, assist you, and that's my set. Oh no, I do have one more. You have an opportunity through May 19th to have your voice heard at the Office of the President in regards to your thoughts on the draft system-wide sexual violence and sexual harassment plan. We are going to issue a new policy July 1st. It is in draft. If you haven't seen it and want a copy, let me know. I'll send it out again. I am collecting student feedback, which I will be compiling and sending to the Office of the President on May 20th. If I've received your feedback by then, it will be included. So I encourage you to read the policy. Whether you are aware or not, you probably know someone who at some point in their life has been a survivor of sexual assault, dating or domestic violence, or stalking. You may be called upon to support someone who is victimized. And you may actually know someone who finds themselves accused of one of those types of behavior. So read through what our policy states about resources for survivors, about rights of those who might be accused of misconduct, and let me know what kind of changes you would like to see in the policy. It is your policy. We want it to be a policy that meets the needs of the campus community. So I think that was my last note for tonight.
Yes. Are there any questions for Dr. Geller? None? All right, we'll move on to our alumni representative, Maureen.
So my name is Maureen Sarabit. I'm a alumni representative. I used to cover USAC for the Daily Bruin when I was a student here. Graduated in 1989. So that was a while ago, before you were all born. I do have to admit I have a touch of senioritis. This is my 4th year as alumni representative, and my term is coming to an end in early June. So I have a few weeks with you. And then I'll have to find something else to do on Tuesday nights. So that means I will not have an opportunity to give you my annual goodbye present that I do with outgoing council. So I'll give you a hello present instead. Which actually I think is more appropriate given that self-care is important to build into your lives right now before you embark, or as you begin this journey, as opposed to after. So, same if I give the outgoing councils. And if you already have one, please don't take it. But pass it around. And I look forward to working with you for the short time we have together, and I will be much more articulate next week.
Any questions? All right, seeing Cheryl's not here, so move on to Patty.
Sure. Hi, I'm Patty Zimmerman. I look forward to getting to know each one of you more over the next year. I apologize. Very tired, so my words aren't coming out as clearly as they should. So my role, essentially, as I see it, is as a facilitator. My goal is to help facilitate your transition the year to help with your initiatives. Whatever you need, I've got a good liaison, similar to Dr. Geller, to help point you in the right direction. If I'm not the person that can answer your question, I'm a good go-to person to ask. No question is too small. So even, I like all this. It's out of my office. Perfect. Email me. I'll email my business fix. So from everything, big or small, feel free to email. I'm extremely fast with email. Less fast with voicemails, but now my voicemails go to my email, so I'm going a little faster with my voicemail. I did ask around a few sheets. They are asking for your personal contact information, which I will create into a document and email out to everyone. The second one is asking for your signature. Hopefully, it is too hard to do the signature that was turning into student government accounting. Let me know if you can change it. I will pass it back. So this is going to be a signature that they're going to use as a reference for Blackboard. So if you want a more shorthand signature, just scratch it out and put it next to it and star, and we'll put a circle around it. I did have this one. The reason I mentioned that is we had one council member who on this sheet wrote out their name beautifully, and it was very long, but then only wrote their initials on the rec forms, and so SGA wasn't processing them, so we wanted to show the next.
Can I just initial the form? Or this form?
Yeah, well, just make it look like the signature you want to use on there.
Will we ask for our loan card when we do that forms, or is it just off that signature?
Okay. So if you want, I can bring it back next week and have this re-signed again too. Another thing is, we have a really long time to fill out that form actually, because you all will have access to your funding as of August 1st. So you definitely want to be working with all your outgoing council members to ensure that they are signing off on all outstanding balances or recs. Because this is still, till the end of the year, it's still their funding, so we just want to make sure that's clear. You also have a blue packet that I gave to you all. This is our little survival guide. So I do a large USAC handbook that I used to give out at the first meeting. It's about this thick, but now it's all digital. Imagine this thick. But I thought that was a little bit too much information on the first day, so I made a little survival guide just to take you through the next few weeks. And the biggest thing, number one, is installation, which is, I hope you all have heard, I tried to put on the election calendar so you all had enough time to mark your calendars. These are invitations. You all have 5 invitations, so you can invite friends and family to attend. It will be Saturday, the 16th in Kirkhoff Grants Lawn. Everyone should arrive, all council members should arrive at 11:30, and the event starts at noon. It's a really great opportunity to welcome the incoming council. The outgoing council has the opportunity to say some great things, introduce you, and kind of have you achieve you and the guards. So I hope you can all attend. If for some reason you are unable to attend, please let me know, and hopefully not, but would hopefully maybe send a proxy or something to be able to or I don't know, we'll talk about it. You guys can email or find it. Other than that, I'll talk more next week. And there'll probably be more paperwork as well. And that is all for me tonight. Welcome. I'm so excited. Sorry, it's a little late. But I really look forward to this year. And welcome to the table.
Any questions? All right, seeing none, we'll move on to fund allocation, which we have none, because we offered at the last meeting. So we'll move on to old business, and again, there's none. So we'll go ahead and move on to new business. So our first item of new business will be office application deadline. So I'm going to hand it over to your information.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm such a bad cough and it's so annoying. Okay, so office applications, I think that it would be efficient if all of us, have like one Facebook event and one like marketing push to get, students involved in USAC and in all of our offices. So I was hoping to, coordinate with all of you and see, like, figure out a timeline that we can all have, our applications, into me so that I can make, like a Facebook event, make graphics, and then, I can send all of those out to you. And then, have the applications done at the same time. We can conduct interviews, at the same time, just so that it's all consistent. So I just wanted to kind of open it up and see what you all thought and what you think would be a good mark. I know that some of the commissions have already started. I think that CSC have recruitment and SWC has already started as well. I don't know what CEC's status is, but I think it would be great. I'm so sorry. To all have it somewhat unified.
Well, I'm going to start. We actually did this last year, and it helped out really well because you have people who know they want to be involved in USAC, but don't necessarily know what each office does, what are the visions, the platforms, and everything. So it's nice to have everything on one location, so everyone can kind of look like, oh, I know I want to apply for USAC, and look at the different offices. Additionally, one reason that elections were moved up a week, usually elections are actually this week opposed to last week, was that there would be more time for students to be able to apply for a position and have your office staff set by the end of the quarter. So I do recommend that we do it sooner than later, so they have an application. So maybe if anyone has a suggestion, just so you can stay solution-oriented, a suggestion of what timeline you think would be practical for all of us to submit our applications to Heather to put into a Facebook event. Does anyone have any recommendations?
And applications and descriptions of each of the, positions that you're gonna have. Maybe description of like the vision of your office as well. So Zach.
My feeling is that it's good to, USAC as part of the campus conversation right now to maximize application turnout. I think that early next week should be the latest that applications go out, otherwise there will be a disconnect between the end of elections and the release of applications.
So how do we, what are Lexi?
I know that our apps are probably going out like, I think like Monday next week or very early next week, so.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, it was time out for the weekend to work on it, and now maybe we can send something out. I don't know if Monday, Tuesday is going to be the exact date, because maybe more towards Tuesday. This Monday, you can finalize something with other members, talk to other council members, and things like that. So maybe Tuesday.
Okay. So I saw Ollie, then Amy, and then Zach.
I agree with Tuesday, just we have one whole week to figure it out.
Okay. Great. Amy?
So, having that sometimes discussion earlier, we're going to be sending our applications out next week. The only reason why it's kind of different is because we first do director applications before we do staff applications. So there's going to be that disconnect in terms of there's not only one application and one interview round, it's going to be multiple interview rounds.
Okay. Well, at the end, we can get at least the first round on that application too. So that'd be there. And staff. You have your hand up? Danny?
I agree with the Tuesday deadline for applications to
Okay. Does anyone disagree with Tuesday? No. Okay. So this is not an action item, so I'm just going to kind of take consensus. Everyone kind of agrees with Tuesday? Okay, great. So we'll do Tuesday. Okay. Is there any further discussion on that?
Just send me the link to your application and then kind of descriptions and, the overall vision of your office, just so you can kind of include that on a Google Doc within the event.
Great. All right, anything else? All right, we'll go ahead and move on to the next order of new business, which is Ways Council will tackle issues of intolerance. So I went ahead and posted this onto it, so I'll go ahead and start the discussion. But I think it's important, especially with this new council, that we get started on the right foot of how we specifically are going to address issues of campus climate, make sure that communities here at UCLA all feel safe, That should be the utmost priority for USAC. That should be something that's at the forefront of conversation. That should be something that we are very, very focused on. And I just think this issue is specifically important considering in light of what happened last Wednesday, of the stickers that were posted on the door of the Acting Student Union. I personally have reached out to their chairperson in ways that we can better support that community. I kind of want to have an open discussion, kind of brainstorming session about what we can do as council to better address these issues. One thing I want to personally advocate for is that we hold administrators to a certain moral consistency when you are dealing with issues affecting our communities, because sometimes you receive responses sooner, UCP doesn't react as quickly. So I think it's especially important, especially if we are developing these relationships with administrators, that when you are having these meetings, because when you're starting out your term, you're going to be having these meetings with new admin, to bring this up. To bring this up because it's something that's very, very important. So that's one thing I want to add to the conversation. But I just kind of want to do this as like an open brainstorming session. I'm taking notes. I'm Danielle. I'm taking notes. But different ways that we can do that. So is there anyone who wants to start off the conversation? Zach?
Well, I'm just going to ask on that note, what has the administrative reaction been? I know there's been some dissatisfaction with it. I think it'd be helpful to clarify to the council what has been done, what is yet to be done, and then what the implications of that are.
Okay. So to my knowledge, honestly, there has not been much. In previous instances of intolerance on campus, sometimes GBOC will send out a mass email, but nothing like that has happened. I know also today there was another instance where stickers were posted on for undocumented students as well. So this is obviously sparking, like none of these events are ever isolated, and that's why it's important. I want to start off on this foot, like this was one of the first discussion items I wanted this council to focus on, to make sure that we are addressing this, because like I said, like, this is not an isolated event. So as per my knowledge, administration hasn't done much.
And I think that ASU was meeting last week internally just to kind of figure out a plan of action as to how they wanted to move forward. But that's the last that I've heard.
Yeah. Actually, earlier today, Jay Williams, who's involved in the posted on Facebook, and y'all can check it out. They're having a meeting with Chancellor Bott tomorrow, 7:45 a.m., Harvey Hall, 2121. Yeah.
Yeah, I think just be careful with that. I'm not sure if that's an open invitation, just because it was only publicized to ASU members. So it's just important for us to make sure that we're not competing in another community space. But I thank you for bringing this up. I think it's very important, especially in the fact that there was like stickers about undocumented students posted today. I agree. I think it's very important to keep administrators to more consistency, especially because a lot of these communities do not feel like they're prioritized since Chancellor Bott does not send out emails concerning that. And I think an email is important because it's recognizing these communities and their struggles, but it's also important to realize that that's not the only thing that should be done. So again, like making sure that administrators are more involved, it's not just speaking out about it, but it's taking action for it, and making sure that we're all morally consistent and involved in that. I know in the past there have been kind of town halls to talk about certain issues, but unfortunately what I've seen is maybe there's one town hall and then everyone kind of forgets about it. So I think one thing that we can all kind of work on as a council is have like several town halls, or like have like a series of town halls where we can work on the issue, where it's the first the issue and then creating a plan of action of how to make these communities feel comfortable and kind of like essentially getting rid of the safety consequences. And then like decide when to be a follow-up, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, and then also like all of us meeting with these communities to make sure that we're hearing them out. Unfortunately there isn't representation for both undocumented or African students on council this year. So this is especially important that we're listening to them.
To follow up with that, I think we need to definitely follow up with that from the student union. Jeanette publicized her email, so we can follow up with her email. She said she's more than happy to email her a copy of the agenda. So not only just emailing her the agenda, but following up with her, seeing how the meeting went, and seeing how we as a council can collectively support really taking the steps in things.
Amy?
Just to make sure that the town halls that Holly had mentioned remain consistent, I think it's important that we institutionalize these town halls so that issues aren't just talked about and then shoved under the rug and moved on. I think one thing is important that we don't take the narratives of these activities and make sure that instead of us as council members speaking first, we have to hold ourselves accountable to having them speak before we can speak.
Great. Zach?
So as opposed to synthesize, there are 3 points. What we already do then is, African student meeting was gonna have a meeting. We should research them and to the undocumented community and see how we can best, I suppose, what pressure the administrators to make some kind of change, and then also address the fact that it's a symptom of toxic campus climate. And sorry, my voice is a little gone, but we had an opportunity as a brand new student council to all act in a manner that distinguishes ourselves from past councils and campus climate, and that's reminded all the time, so that the systemic reality that's causing these problems can ultimately go away.
Great. I think a town hall is a great idea. It's also think something that each of our offices can kind of bring a different aspect into it. Like just doing SGL, or specifically like your SGL kind of component in CAC as well, our CAC side. I think that's something that all of our offices can kind of work together, especially because we don't want to have just a town hall for a specific community. We want to try to make that as advanced as possible. But how are we all kind of thinking about doing something like that, especially like if things like the diversity requirement that are coming into play. And so I think that is definitely something more conversation will be surrounding. So I think it would be nice for student government to show support in a different way. So it's definitely something I think is very important, something that we should definitely attempt and see what we can do to best support. And so we're kind of thinking town halls. Does anyone else have any other ideas of different ways that we can tackle issues of intolerance on this campus? And it's also very late. Another thing I recommend too, like I would reach out personally to ASD telling them we're having this discussion item. So I think it's also important that we reach out to different communities to see what their opinions are, ways that we can better support their communities. So it's one thing I encourage all of you to do is to reach out to different organizations, different communities here at UCLA, so we can best understand how they feel would be best, because we don't want to, again, we use it for we don't speak for. We want to learn how we can best represent or speak on behalf. And so that's why we want to make sure we are reaching touch and getting in touch with these communities. So I think that's something important throughout all of your initiatives this year. We should always think about what is this going to do for campus climate? How am I going to best, as a council member, fight against issues of intolerance here at UCLA? So seeing no other discussion. Okay, great. We'll go ahead and move on to the next thing. So we'll go ahead and do announcements. So announcements are for anything that your office is doing, anything USAC related. I guess anything at all you can do another organization if you really want to. We'll just go ahead in order, and so just raise your hand if you have an announcement. So we'll start right over here. Marvin.
So tomorrow is actually International No Bad Day, and one of the student health advocates will be programs on the Hill. Don't know how many of you are on the Hill right now, but if you do, you can let your staff know everything. Or if you are on the Hill, or if you have people that you know about, really come up to the Hill. Also, next Monday is Health, Nutrition, and Fitness, and other community SWC. I'll provide more information about kind of like how SWC works in different communities, because it's pretty unique as our all offices are. So HNF, SWC, HNF will be Health, Nutrition, and Fitness will be working with DAC, and we'll be putting on Burns in the Kitchen. The date is May 11th, 5 to 6:30 p.m. at LATC. And those are the events coming up next week. Thank you.
Great. Any questions for Marvin? Seeing no more, Lexi?
We're just getting dope on Thursday. So I'll check it out. I've told you probably like 30 times. The course is 6 hours.
Alright. Any questions? Alright, we'll move right along. Alright, next. Are we? Ian?
I was just going to say that I did a strategic planning workshop for the library system today as the resource commissioner / chief staff president's office. So they were just trying to set sort of overarching goals for where they want our libraries to go in the future. So we sort of just brainstormed, it was me, some faculty, some other students, brainstorming sort of what we think of the libraries now, what we see in the future. One of the trends was sort of that now they're just sort of disjointed and people don't really know where to go, it doesn't seem like they really mesh together, so making a more coherent system in the future. and also making them more sort of collaborative spaces, more places for data-driven research, and places where you can sort of express yourself and do different things that you're not really able to do now. I'm probably not very here, but it was interesting. We'll see where it goes. The plan should be released in September, I believe, so we'll know where our collaboration is going, which is exciting.
Amy?
So on this Wednesday, so we're on Wednesdays, at 7:30, in Park Gallery, is going to be addressing Cinco de Mayo and the fact that there is this, cultural appropriation of Cinco de Mayo and how there really needs to be this recognition that is different from the Mexican Day. So there's going to be students coming out spoken on poetry and commentary on that. Next Monday is our weekly concert on Monday in another coffee shop. So if you can come out for that, it's a good time too. And also the last thing is the Arts Restoring Community Fund. Deadlines have officially closed. This is just more so for the live stream for everyone watching. The applications are still on review, so if anyone, it's no longer by event deadline, it's first come, first served basis. So, and there's a lot of funding to do so do that.
Great, thank you. Any questions? Okay, another announcements?
It's Transfer Brewing Day this weekend, so it's going to be very exciting. There's going to be a ceremony, some pretty low transfers, and it's really interesting. I'm going to be tailoring a booth with Nadine, and I'm looking forward to it. All should come out. Yeah, but I know it's going to be
All right, any questions? Okay, moving along, any other announcements?
So on Wednesday, we have a Chai Talks coming up, not this Wednesday, next Wednesday. And it's called Green Over Red, How Plant-Based Diets Impact the World Around Us. So it's gonna be really interesting because we're going to be talking about not only plant-based diets, but sustainability on our spiritual, religious, and cultural level. Ian, you should definitely come through it. And so we're also trying to get catered by Vegetarian. And there was actually a friend of mine, he has been working on this since like first quarter. He's very passionate about the topic. And I think it's really interesting. It's definitely not something that we usually think about. So it'd be awesome if y'all come through, especially if you haven't been to a Chai Talk before. It's a safe space to talk about certain issues that are specifically important to the South Asian community, but I think a lot of communities can very well relate to it. And then week 8, we also have another Chai Talks that will be part of the General One Office, the Roots program that we have. And it will be about genocide and partition, which is awesome. It's the genocide resolution process, so we'll kind of be following up with that. And we also have a hub coming up. So if you want to come to the hub, everyone can come to that as well. And that's going to be on Wednesday evening.
Any questions?
Sorry, can you repeat the first 2 dates?
Yeah, so the first one was for Chai Talks, which is next Wednesday. And then week 8, Monday, we have another Chai Talks. And then week 8, Wednesday, we have the hub.
Any other questions? All right, any more announcements?
Yeah.
So I never done with that. So the USAC banquet is open up to all of you. It's going to be a celebration of this past year. I mean, all of you were in USAC offices, so you come out. It's May 18th. It's going to be in Club Holly. I'll forward you the email so that it has like all of the details. But bug everyone, like your predecessors, to send pictures into my email, usaibp@gmail, because we're going to have a PowerPoint presentation and it's going to be so fun with all these really cute pictures. So get them on top of that and hold them accountable to sending me pictures, or else I will stalk them on Facebook and get low quality pictures. So send them. And that's all. All right, great. Any other announcements? Okay, I can entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting. I just want to entertain a motion. Okay, we have a motion, so you have a second?
A second.
All right, second by Danny. All right, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All right, 13:00. I adjourn the meeting at 1:40. Thank you. So we still have good and welfare, having a job election. So the live stream will be turned off for good and welfare. However, the Daily Bruin is still present. So please